Today I'm reviewing my trusty old Panerai 177. This I've had for over 10 years. It's a cracking watch, can't really fault it really. It's done me proud all this time. The watch itself is a 44mm. The lugs are quite long at 52, but they do curve round, so it's not too bad on your wrist. The thickness of the watch is not too bad at 14.8mm, so it's not that bad. The strap width on this is 24, so you can get some nice big chunky straps on this. A lot of people are put off by the size of a Panerai, thinking they're going to be far too big and clumsy really to wear. But if I compare it to like a Zin UX, that's another 44mm watch, and it doesn't look too bad. It just has a big dial. Or the Marine Master 300. The Marine Master 300 looks a little bit smaller because it has a tiny dial. But when you look at that, look how much thicker it is. Or even for the thickness, to point out how slim this is for what it is, this is a Rolex Sea Dweller SD4K. This is thicker. So it's actually thicker than this Panerai. And when it comes to weight, now I've got some scales here because not many people believe it when I say it on this one. Let's get set. I'm going to put my Rolex Kermit on here. Now this is an old 5-digit series Rolex. So it's not the heaviest. It's now only, smaller than most Rolexes. It even has hollow center links there. So if I put that on there, that's going to be a light watch. So 136 grams. Now, if I put this on there, how much do you reckon this is going to weigh? How much more? It's not. 115 grams. Admittedly, it's on a leather strap. You don't get a bracelet with this one, but it's a lot lighter than what you may think. So the reason why this watch is light is because it's titanium. Now, when I first went to buy one of these, I was going to get the all steel 111 version, which I'm so glad I didn't. Because it was all polished, and to be fair, it might have looked a bit too blingy now. I do like a brush finish on this. When I went to buy this, basically, I got told that 33 steel models, being a 111, come to the UK every year, and only 11 of a titanium. So I was lucky enough to get my name down on the titanium, and about 3 or 4 months later, they actually got me one of them. And I'm so glad it did, because also this is easier to maintain. If you are to get a scratch on here or something, you can actually use an eraser to get rid of it, or a piece of Scotch Brite or something like that. A couple of brushes across and it's gone. The watch, considering it is 10 years old, has actually stood up relatively well. So it is pretty good. And this has been worn a lot, this watch. I have got 2 marks there, which my wife managed to put in there for me, but at some point when I get it serviced, I will have a new bezel probably fitted to it. But overall, it's in pretty good condition. It's got the 3 main things I want to see in a Panerai. First being the sandwich dial. As you can see, the hour markers on the front plate here have been cut through to reveal the luminous material below there. And so you get that, you can actually see where they've been cut through and the depth of the dial. It gives it a more of a 3D look to it, which I love. You can get some where it's been applied markers, and I really don't like them on a Panerai. The next thing is the original Panerais were hand wound, and I like this. I like a hand wound Panerai. I don't see the point of having this amazing crown on the side here if you're not going to get to use it every couple of days to wind a watch up. And it's nice. Now, if you do have a manual wind watch, you always want to have a running seconds just to make sure the watch is actually running, and so you have that there. All that you can see through this nicely domed sapphire crystal. It's only a light dome, but it is a dome nonetheless, so you do get a certain amount of distortion. I believe it's a 3.5mm thick dome crystal with AR coating on there. Back to this crown, the signature piece of what a Panerai is. There's no deny. You can see a Panerai so far away because of this crown system here. It's not pretending to be anything else. It's a Panerai. It's not pretending to be a Rolex or whatever. You can see it's a Panerai and that's it. The reason why they have this crown guard system here is back in the old days when tolerances weren't quite as good, this here, as you press it in, would apply pressure to the crown to help seal the movement against water ingress. So obviously now tolerances are so much better, you don't need that. But it's still, they've always kept it as part of their theme. This watch is a 300-meter diver. The lever here, you can see there's a very small roller bearing on there. It's one way of checking. Quite often if you get to see counterfeit models, they don't always have the roller bearing. This doesn't lock in like that, and normally has very poor machining between the two surfaces. But I still really like that. I think it's just quintessential Panerai. The back of this watch is stunning. As you can see, that's the winding. I think it's just a lovely looking movement. Some people don't like the Panerai because of this. They say it's a cheap movement, but what it's based upon is possibly a cheaper movement. This movement's actually the OP11. The base movement, though, is a Unitas or an ETA 64972. But this has had a lot more work on it, on the bridges, on the decoration, down to the chamfering, to a mirror finish on the bridge, even onto the main plate. There's a decoration on there. You even have the swan neck regulator on there. You can see the escapement whirling round. It is a chronometer spec movement. So it's not just your run-of-the-mill cheap brought off the shelf. They have actually worked on it. So there you go. All that you can see as well through a sapphire crystal on there. This watch here, even though it's a diver, some people might say, why is it on a leather strap if it's a diver's watch? Well, this isn't the original leather strap which came with the watch. This is actually from John. I'll put his email up in the corner here. He makes some amazing straps for fantastic prices. This was £20 or less. This leather strap's really, really nice. But the strap, it does come on, is actually a brown crocodile strap, which to me is very dressy for what is definitely not a dressy watch. This is a very brutal, honest tool watch. And so I don't see the point of having a crocodile strap on a brutal kind of watch like this. But if you are to go diving, here's the rubber strap, which it also comes with. You can see here it actually has metal tubes in there. Always worth looking if ever you are about to buy a second-hand one, because the knockoff ones don't normally have that. This, though, is the original bar, but it doesn't have the original buckle on there, because the original buckle was polished, and that's with the crocodile strap in the box I have for it. But actually, I wear it on that strap quite a lot. But to give you an idea, that's from John. This is a Toshi strap I bought 10 years ago for the watch. Another Toshi, a DB10, which I don't think is no longer in business, but a lovely big strap culture buckle, and a gas bones. I think I might have a couple of others as well. But to change the bracelet on this is quite a simple affair. You just have the screws here, which screw in and out to replace it. So it's ever so straightforward to do. Overall, this watch has been really good. It gets a bit of attention as well when I'm out. I find that sometimes people mention what an unusual watch, or it's a Panerai, because it's one of those things people do notice. So it does get noticed a little bit, mainly because I think the fact is it's so different from everyone else's. But it's hard to really criticize a watch. If I did have one criticism, this would be it. If I pull the crown out, it doesn't stop. It's not a hacking movement, which is disappointing. So, yeah. Pluses, I'd say, with the watch: unique design, the lightweight of it. The loom is amazing on this watch. This can rival any Seiko or Rolex for loom. No problem at all. It is very, very impressive. And the way you can change, another plus is the way you can change all the straps on it. You can really, change it to whatever outfit you're wearing, depending on what straps you have. So I'll put it on my wrist so you get an idea of what it looks like. Now I've got just over a 7-inch wrist. I'll put this on now. There you go. So it doesn't look too bad considering, but you can see the lugs do taper down somewhat, but it doesn't look overly big. So I don't know, what do you guys think? would you consider buying a Panerai like this, or is it definitely not on your radar? It is a bit of a Marmite watch, we say. It's a love or hate watch. Not everyone's a big fan of them, but I've had many Panerai. Well, I haven't had that many, but about 4. And this is the only one I've kept. I really, really do like this one. Honest, dead simple kind of watch. Nothing to it. Okay, if you've got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I will always try and get back to them as soon as I can. So all the best and stay safe out there, and I'll see you at the next review. Take care. Bye.